Sing.
Fucking Christmas, Pruitt.
Sing a song. Sing it loud. Sing it long. No?
Sing.
Sing, sing. Did you unplug it and then not
Plug it back in.
re-put it in?
Can the people hear Cody?
Can you, the people, the
Cody is muted.
populi speak?
You fucking muted.
Cody is
Cody,
muted.
okay. I will now speak for Cody. Oh, hey guys, welcome to Say What Dies. It's Jim Davis. You'll do the sponsors.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Pseudo Cody.
You bastards. You bastards. I have no idea why the mic was not working. Welcome to Save or Dice.
No, Cody, we already did that part.
Will.
We already did that part, Cody.
Jerk off.
I already got it.
We're having a post-production meeting after this. Jim Davis.
Yes, thank you very much, Cody, Will, the rest of the crew, and our viewers. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday evening and for some fun Dungeons & Dragons shenanigans. Tonight's show is brought to you by Shapeways, your go-to destination for 3D printed dice and miniatures. We've also got ThinkGeek. Holidays are coming up. Maybe you've got one of those friends that has a birthday in December, and it's like it sucks for them because it's so close to Christmas. They don't get to double up on gifts. You have an opportunity to get them a really kick-ass gift this year. So check out ThinkGeek. Find something that you like. And of course, we've got dungeon maps and everything by Pyromancer's Dungeon Painter Studio. Of course, this is the super easy to use and totally awesome dungeon creation software from Pyromancers. And of course, who could forget Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. Thank you very much to all our sponsors. They make this game possible. They make your entertainment possible, and hopefully you are indeed entertained this evening.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? For glory.
For glory.
All right, Will Jones.
All right.
Saw
that's
you, buddy.
me. That's my name.
Thank you, Jim Davis. Thank you, Jim Davis.
Yes. Well, welcome all back to another episode of Save or Dice Glory. As we learn the true meaning of Providence today. Perhaps, who knows, will the pumpkin seeds return? Will they rise up against us? We'll have to find out. But let's talk about what happened last week on the show as the party found themselves in an interesting scenario, attempting to sweet talk and then, of course, murder one Sir Gunther Longthorpe, a gentleman of ill repute who worked for the Emperor and is basically an arms dealer, weapons merchant, after a comedy of errors from Pruitt, who was role-playing within the character, which was very impressive, as Vandermouse. They ended up with our good friend here, Wyrme, shooting off the head of Sir Gunther Longthorpe. Now, they took all of his weapons, all of his supplies, and they have begun to impersonate him to go back into the city of Ostwald. To find all the members of the 100 and to kill them all. Why, you ask? Well, because these guys are a bunch of crazies, and they are former rebels. Of course, they lost their war and are now attempting to revive it somewhat with some new friends in the form of vampires in the Order of the Chalice, with our good friend Curtis Wine. Now, of course, they headed into the city of Ostwald, and they learned of a couple of meetings that Sir Gunther Longthorpe was meant to attend to, one of which was with Alira Fletcher. Now, the former servant, Tad, eponymously named for last episode, Tad told them that Miss Alira Fletcher was betrothed to Sir Gunther Longthorpe, and now disguised as he, Wyrme, and his companions have accompanied him to a meeting with her father, and a bunch of other lords, ladies, and nobles of import who are basically here to decide whether or not Gunther Longthorpe, aka Wyrme, or this other fellow may well gain the hand of Alira Fletcher, because there was another contender who entered the ring until the end of the last episode, whom Ajax recognized very well, for it was his long-lost and long-estranged son, Eddard. and this guy kind of broke into the hall at the end, muscular, tattoos all over him, bunch of mercenaries at his side, and it seems as though Wyrme is in a spot of trouble, and Ajax is as well, because he has to win the hand of Alira Fletcher in order to gain access to her great wealth, her resources, and her dowry as well, which comes with a huge army, which these guys wouldn't mind having. So that's where we'll pick things up at the top of this episode. You guys are in a grand ballroom. There's a table of food out. There are lords, ladies, courtiers, servants handing out hors d'oeuvres and wine in these large, delicately carved goblets. There is, of course, Wyrme, who is disguised at the moment as the slick, sly Gunther Longthorpe as a human, and he's playing off his wormy voice. As him having like a winter cold. The rest of the fight, I mean, Ajax looks particularly ridiculous right now as well, this huge burly fellow in full courtier's outfits and looking like a pampered gentleman at the moment, whilst our friends Vadin and Calium are as bodyguards and members of the Emperor's Knights. So, Ajax, you notice your son walk in, Eddard, burly, tattoos all over him, a bunch of mercenaries at his side. Wyrme, you're standing next to Alira Fletcher's father, Master Fletcher, who is the head of this household, who has not acted particularly friendly towards you, and indeed seems at the moment to favor this gentleman who's just walked in, of course, whom you don't know. Eddard steps in, tattoos all over him, casts his eyes across the room, fierce glare, and says, "Where's Alira then?" And you just sense Alira kind of like shrinking back into the room a little bit. She is not fond of this and would definitely prefer you, Wyrme.
Yeah.
So I slink over to Ajax.
Yeah.
Why does he look so much like you? Only fresher from the shell.
Ajax pulls his big floppy hat down, kind of obscure his face, and he lets Wyrme know, that's my son, Eddard. It's been a few years since I've seen him. I'm glad he's well.
Well, he's on the other side.
He seems to be well in the running for her hand.
Like a little part of Ajax is like, is he eating properly?
Yeah, I mean, Ajax feels like number one relief. Like, he's glad he survived the war. Ajax is, and then two is just kind of confusion. Just like, what? Like, first off, those tattoos.
Not on.
No, not my boy. But I am glad that he's alive. He's done well for himself, I think. I don't know. Things have changed. Our plans will need to adjust.
Apparently, it seems that he's a lackey to the Emperor now.
He always was, Wyrme. There's a reason he didn't fight by my side.
Ajax, you son of a bitch!
Wyrme, there's Alira, and she kind of comes and kind of grabs your arm to like draw you back into this, secluded part of the party. Where you're hidden by a few nobles, and she says, "He's simply an awful fellow. You must do something about him. They call him the Black Hound. Ugh. He's a mercenary, sells his sword to anyone.
Yes,
no grace about him whatsoever. I mean, he's not even from good blood."
Yes, my dear. I've heard that about him in the bad blood.
That's right, and at least you're from good stock, so... I mean, really, father should be easily convinced, but you'd think so, wouldn't you? But he seems all very set on this Eddard fellow. Ugh, I can smell it from here.
The best stock. This Eddard fellow, he comes from murderers. And wow.
That's right, and probably thieves as well. Thieves who live off our land for nothing whatsoever and live on our lands for free.
So what is the deal he's made with the army? Is that it? Is there anything else that he's holding over your father?
It must have something to do with the army. But you should ask my father.
What does your father need an army for? The
Well,
rebels
quite.
have all been put down.
I should think so as well. Nasty cause that was glad that they're all gone now.
It makes me wonder what your father's up to.
Well, I'm sure it's nothing illegal, but you should speak to him. Perhaps this fellow has intimidated him. He is rather big and burly.
Crass. I think crass was the word you're looking for.
Yes, crass. Very well put. Gentlemen know words like that. I bet he doesn't even know what that means.
Well, let's get to the bottom of this.
Yes, you should. I will be here.
So Wyrme will go back into the dining hall, not looking too happy. He definitely does not want to contend with Ajax's son. He's seen Ajax as a terror on the battlefield.
You realize you're not actually getting married, right?
No, Wyrme's so totally sold on this. He's into the role.
We could use an army. It probably comes with a castle. Yeah.
Wyrme's priorities are changing by the minute.
I've always had shifting alliances.
And if you think it was a shock for her to realize there's another guy, imagine what happens when she goes to bed with you, buddy.
She wakes up the next morning with a kobold next to her. Hey, this guy, he's got it all. He's got a lot of money. He's got, he's got a betrothed. Well, he had a betrothed. Yeah. Ajax's bastard son stepped in and stole it. But yeah, so Wyrme will worm his way back over to Ajax. So, what is the plan now?
Wyrme, you're the genius amongst us. I'm just, I don't know.
I'm not so good with this touchy-feely stuff. More so with the making, and sometimes the shooting and exploding.
Yes, I don't know. I smell something funny.
I can take a position up in the tower with my thunder cannon.
Ajax,
I don't know that it's going to come to that yet. I'd rather not have to fight our way out of the city.
What of your boy?
What of him? He's clearly done well for himself if he's in one of the 100's favor. Going to marry into the 100.
It seems he's hatched from a bad egg.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're raised by camp wives and all the other ruffians around the barracks.
Were you not a big part of his life growing up?
Well
I'm
enough.
unfamiliar with the barbarian ways.
Well enough, but we didn't exactly part on good terms. And he was a young boy then, has become a man without the guidance of his father. So it doesn't surprise me that he's lost his way.
Perhaps you could talk to him.
Of course.
It's like you see Ajax look genuinely nervous for maybe the first time ever. I don't know that would be a good idea here. Perhaps.
I kind of go up to Ajax, put my hand on his shoulder. This may be your last chance. You never know.
Well,
as one father to another, perhaps you want to take the opportunity.
Well, perhaps something will present itself while we're here. Wyrme, how long does your disguise last?
I've but an hour. I can do it again. 2 more times.
It's like Cinderella. At midnight, he must go.
Well, but then again at 1, and then at 2.
And then at 1 and 2. So our time is limited. Do we have an exit strategy? How we're going to leave? Perhaps too early?
Throughout the dead of night?
He is feeling ill with his throat, so could it be a reason to leave early?
Why is this lord gathering an army to him? It doesn't make sense. Who is he fighting?
Perhaps the battle has not started yet.
Who knows? Rebellions sometimes shake things loose, even amongst those who side with the masters. It's possible that others see an opportunity in an empire that's already potentially weakened by the rebellion. Who knows? Warfare seems like a game to these people.
So something's going on with the stream.
Yeah, we just had
Oh,
a
yeah.
slight little internet hiccup.
Oh, okay.
It literally, you guys paused for about a half a second, and you jumped back in.
Okay.
So, and then now the chat just was like, ah! So,
Screw these guys. I'm going home.
it's all, yeah, it should be all good now, so.
Nice.
All right. In truth, in terms of a plan, I think we should find out as much as we can about our potential enemies while we have the opportunity.
Perhaps we should just murder this lord quickly and be out of here.
Fletcher?
Yes, isn't that why we came?
Yeah.
I thought we came more not to arouse suspicion. Have
would
Gunther
prefer to be
keep...
in a good
Well, we
position
plan
to
on
kill
killing the
them all.
100. We might as well start.
There's a part of me that agrees with you, Wyrme. We could cut a bloody swath through as many of them before they take us down.
I would have no problem with that.
But
Is your son included among those numbers?
Ajax doesn't answer.
I was not planning on dying here. We cut and run.
Perhaps you could use some poison to better effect this time, of course.
That may be an option.
Yes. Well, I don't know. Let's...
It might behoove us to consider the means in method, in which case this incident goes down, else we implicate Eddard.
Or I suppose I could just withdraw.
Withdraw your offer? Withdraw Gunther's offer.
Yes, exactly.
You could feign offense and then withdraw the offer.
It's true.
See how that rattles the cage of the Lord.
These nobles and their aristocratic ways, they all have slights upon their honor that cause them to do stupid, foolish things. Why not?
However, this Lord did bring forth a barbarian to marry his daughter in lieu of you.
I would be very interested in hearing why, though. Elvadine, do you have any thoughts on the reason why? That's always the most important question to ask.
It's what I said already. He wants an army. What is he going to do with the troops?
I mean, this Lord could see an opportunity to raise his status, bringing forth a mercenary horde.
Perhaps he wants to humble a rival or reduce the hovels of several peasants who need their faces crushed further by the boot of their oppression.
That's true. That could be something that small, but to bring a barbarian into your homestead, he has a position to uphold.
Yeah, I mean, it would be common knowledge, particularly for Calium would probably be aware of this, that marrying out of bloodlines is highly irregular. So if you're not a noble or you're not from good stock, then it's almost unheard of.
I mean, the intent could be just to give this Lord offense. He might meant to piss off Lord Longthorpe.
Or perhaps we let him war. Enemy of my enemy, after all.
Well,
So we've done what we've set out to do. We've come here and held up the pretenses. But the question is, for how long? Eventually, they're going to figure out he is no longer among them.
Care to make a scene, my good friend?
Always.
Oh, I thought you had a hairball there for a second.
Perhaps it is time that Gunther wore out his welcome with the Fletchers. That might erase suspicions for a while.
So Wyrme will like march up to the Lord and stand before him.
I am withdrawing from the competition for your daughter's hand. If you're so willing to whore her out to barbarians, I'll have no part of this.
What?
Solely that which I desired. It has no value anymore.
He kind of glares at you, and then looks towards the barbarians' direction. Of Eddard looks back at you. I think it would be wise for you to stay in this race.
For what? I no longer wish to win the prize. He can have it if he wants it.
I thought that there was more to you than that.
And I thought we had a deal. But if this is what you want for your daughter, so be it.
We did have a deal. Looks at you kind of pointedly, as though there's something which he thinks you know, which you don't know.
So Wyrme probably catches on to that, but he's like,
Tap dance. Tap dance.
Well, perhaps I will think upon it over the meal.
Well, while the two of them are talking, I think Ajax will approach Calium, and you know as well as I do that they don't treat the lowborn with any respect. If Eddard is here, it's possible he's the one being played.
I was thinking the same thing. Perhaps he has offended Gunther in some way, or
they want to
come
use
across
idiot.
path. True. Very true. We might be shifting gears here.
Yes, and keep my eyes open. That was it.
So I'll make my way over to the rest of the group.
Apparently there is more going on here than meets the eye. I do not think he actually wants them to marry.
Well, if you can distract everyone, perhaps I can suggest that the good Lord tell us about your arrangement.
That is a risky play. Are you prepared? And who do you want to speak with first?
I'm always prepared.
Of course you are.
Well, the Lord Fletcher seems the best place to start. He seems to know all of the comings and goings. We could find out what deal he had with Gunther, so we do not ruin the ruse.
That sounds perfectly reasonable. Another reasonable course might be Eddard himself. I'm sure we might be able to pull him aside should he see his father's face. Will he react violently? And I'm kind of looking over at Ajax.
It's possible he won't take it well.
Just how bad did things end? It matters.
Oh, yeah. I told him that if he didn't come and fight for his homeland, then he was a coward. And left it at that. He was barely a man then, just on the cusp. I was foolish. I shouldn't have done it. But I had to come. I had to join the rebellion. And I made a choice that I'm afraid that I somewhat regret.
Regret is human.
Nevertheless, he might not take it well, but if it will save his life from being used by these 100, then it's a risk I'm willing to take.
It could be the thing to sway him back to your side, if they are planning something nefarious.
Perhaps. So which is it, Elvadine? Which one will you work your magic on?
We could start with your son.
All right. I can.
Yeah. You see him over there, he's drinking, carousing.
Is there a secluded place? That
there are, this is a place for private conversations to be had a lot of times. So there's alcoves that you can draw people away to have private conversations. The kind of thing where, these might be for, teenage romances, and there's, there's, the couples making out in the corner, and then there's, the secret machination in the corner. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
I'm gonna suggest that
it's like prom.
I'm gonna suggest that Elvadine is the one to do the approach. I think that would make the most sense, and he'd be the least, would freak the kid out if he says, "Hey, your dad's here, he wants to talk to you," or something like that. So,
yeah.
So I'm gonna go just kind of make my way over to him. I mean, I'm dressed as a guard, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna make my way over to him and wait for a break in the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. He's at all times there are a couple of other mercenaries nearby, within earshot.
Yeah. So, and they called him the Black Hound, right?
I call him the Black Hound. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just come up and be like, you are the Black Hound after all, yes?
Who's asking?
I'm just a guard. I'm, working in the city, doing my best. I've heard tales of your exploits.
Oh yeah, what you heard?
You have a ferocious demeanor on the battlefield. It's the stuff of legend. Is that why they're bringing you around here? I mean, you seem more fitted on the field of battle than the court.
Well, every now and again, the lowly commoner can rise up.
Yeah. And,
what are you saying? That I'm not good enough for her?
No, you're an inspiration. I mean, I'm a lowly commoner, and to see you rise to such a place, it just gives me a warm feeling. Lets me know that maybe I could do that one day.
Yeah, well, you take your warm feeling and you go walking, fella.
Oh, well, yes. Can I buy you a drink?
He softens at that. Yeah.
Yeah. They have a nice red over here. I'll just try to move over to a pitcher of wine that servants, towards one of the whatever, and just come over and be like, so did you? What'd you say to him to get in their good graces? I need a line. I need a good line. Maybe you could suggest something to me.
Yeah, he puts this comforting hand on your shoulder, and he's like, you know what? I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon.
That I'd get a chance?
Right.
Oh, are you taking them all? You're taking all the chances? You're gonna pull the ladder up behind you, huh?
He kind of rolls his eyes and he's like, listen, if you got an interest in joining the Blackhounds, then maybe there would be an opportunity for you. But guards like you, mate, let's face it, you're going nowhere.
Yeah, I probably am. And then I'm going to cast a subtle suggestion and be like, but if you could just, what deal did you work out with him to get here? Maybe if I could just do that, I could make myself better. Make the world better.
Yeah. He,
There we go. There we go.
The first four!
The first four of the night, but not the last, ladies and gentlemen, not the last. He looks at you, his eyes see falls, and then he's like, truth be told, they invited me here. Not quite sure what the deal is yet.
So there was no pretense, no rules before, no. You didn't have to do anything?
He like his eyes go downcast for a moment and says, "Truth be told, not quite rightly here on my own regard. He let it be known to me that he knows a couple of things about me."
Oh, to you, a peasant, they take what? Do they want to take your dignity away now? That's all you have?
I think the whole marriage thing is a bit of a pretense to get me here, if I'm honest. He whispered in my ear earlier, says that he knows who my father is. A traitor.
Oh, your father's a traitor? You mean, did he fight in the war? The rebellion?
He kind of realizes what he's saying.
No, and I'll just kind of look around and be like, my brother thought it's embarrassing, I know, right?
Yeah, well, it's brought shame to me, and now I'm stuck here. I think he wants my forces. Don't know what for.
Oh, yeah, man, that's tough, man. But stay strong. I know you're gonna get there if you just keep trying. And I'm sure your father, I'm sure he loves you, Maybe.
Wouldn't be so sure about that.
Oh, well, I think all fathers love their children in some way. Fought with my dad every day of my life, but I'm sure he loves me.
He doesn't seem very caring about that.
But, well, best of luck to you. We lowborns got to look out for each other, yeah?
Yeah, well, what's your name?
Oh, name's Pete.
Pete. And he extends an arm. Edward.
Nice to meet you, Ned. And I'll give him a hearty forearms shake.
And he kind of goes back to his little group.
And I will move back and let everyone know. Yeah, they're blackmailing him. They want his army.
I don't know. Ajax suddenly becomes like hyper paranoid and is like looking for archers in hidden balconies and where they're going to come at him, that kind of thing.
Roll me a perception check.
All right, let's see. Big +1 to that perception. That's an 11.
That's an 11.
Yep.
Seems fine.
He's cool. Breezy.
There are servants around. There were guards outside, but none in here.
Yeah, Ajax's head is reeling. He needs a drink.
Yeah.
Give me that. Sounds
it.
Well, if they're planning on playing him false, then we might be his only chance of getting out of here alive.
Don't worry. He will be fine. We should alert him to what's going on. A drunk man is not a wise man. A drunk man is arrogant and emotional and often dies very quickly and painfully.
Ajax looks at you confused and it's like, really? Most of my greatest moments have been under the cups.
I'm sure they have been.
Well,
I'm going to pull out a quick piece of paper.
Like pulls at his clothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out a quick bit of parchment, kind of walk over to the corner and just make sure nobody's catch me, kind of scribble something down here. I'm just going to put "you're in danger."
Okay.
Ajax is here. Or I'm going to put "your father is here," not Ajax. And I'm going to fold it up.
Okay.
And I'm going to pocket it for the moment.
You find a note in your pocket now. Hang on. My father's here.
Perhaps we could slip him a note, one of his drinks. You think you could buy him another round, or should we send over Gunther? You are pretty light-fingered, aren't you, Wyrme?
I have very dexterous fingers.
Vadin, what do you think? Another round of drinks, or...
Oh, I think that a visit from the competition is in order. I think Wyrme should handle this.
Let's get him notified. I'm just gonna hand over the note.
All right. So is this Wyrme that's doing this
Yeah.
act of sleight of hand?
So, Wyrme will approach. I also have deception as well. But anyway, Wyrme will approach his rival as Gunther.
So, I think it is time for us to meet man to man.
He looks you up and down with no love in his eyes whatsoever. Yeah, I've heard of you.
I bet you have. I bet some of your men even wield my goods.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Maybe they do.
It's pretty hard to buy anything in these parts that I haven't sold in our business.
Is that so?
It is. I'm wondering what a man like yourself sees in my fine petunia.
He gives you this really forced, shit-eating grin. Yeah, well, based on what I've heard from Big Man, I reckon you're no friend of mine, pal. Now, I don't know I don't know what you think you know about me, but you and him, and he kind of points towards Master Fletcher, you ain't got nothing on me.
I don't know what Master Fletcher is about. He has got something going on.
Yeah, I've been warned about you, and I know you're in on this.
You do you?
What, you think it's hasn't passed by me? Yeah, it might be a commoner, but I can put two and two together, an arms dealer and a guy with the army. And that guy there, he's fucking me. And you are as well.
So crass. I'm very surprised he would bring one like you here.
What does that even mean?
Perhaps sometime you can have a learned person explain it to you.
I'm going to try and slip him the note. I'm feeling really uncomfortable.
Yeah, Romy is like,
Oh my god!
oh, there it is.
Wait, Will. So how many bits do we need to give him advantage on that?
Oh, man.
Curse you, Doug.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, my hand is on his codpiece. No.
You go to push the orc off the bridge.
He looks down. Your eyes make contact.
I don't even like women.
You feel a stirring. You lean in to kiss. No. Wow. I weirdly ship it though. But no, you try and slip it into his pocket. He just like catches your hand with this vice-like grip. He's got the hands of a guy that's wielded a sword every day, and he just grabs the note out from the hand, reads it.
Wait,
Wow, this is awkward.
Looks up at you, and then he like crumples the paper and says, I know that you think that my father is a traitor, but he died. He couldn't be here.
Yes, about that. And I don't think you have anything to worry about with Gunther either.
What?
This is a setup, you fool. You already know it.
He's having a hard time figuring this one out.
It's a trap.
He thinks like Gunther Longthorpe is talking about Gunther Longthorpe in the third person and saying, I'm setting you up for a trap. And he's like, well, yeah, of course. That's what I know. So,
It's all a ruse. Your father is trying to protect you.
What?
From yourself.
What are you talking about, man?
They're going to murder you here tonight.
Is he? I was kind of under the impression he's just like drinking in front. Is this like how loud is all of this going on?
You've got like an alcove, so it's secluded away or so.
Okay.
Yeah. What? Who are you?
I am an associate of your father's.
But you're Longthorpe.
I am not.
Oh, okay. He's, how?
That is not something you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is how you're going to get out of here alive, and hopefully with your army.
He looks back at the note again, and he's like, I want no hope. I want no help from my father. He's no father of mine.
They're going to brand you a traitor here this night, and they're going to take your army.
Well, they can fucking well try, mate. Now, I don't know who the hell you are, what the hell you're playing at.
Well, do you have a better plan?
Fleeing here. Well, if what you say is true and they plan to kill me here tonight, well, then me leaving isn't going to be exactly easy, is it?
I would think not.
They've got something over me, mate. They know something about me which they're going to be able to use against me. And if I say no, they'll kill me. I need something against him.
Perhaps we can help you with that.
I don't know who the fuck you people are, but if you've got people here who can help me, then do so.
Just proceed with the evening as if everything is as you expect it is.
Where's my father?
I'll nod in Ajax's direction.
Is Ajax like...
He's got his big floppy hat pulled down, trying to be small.
Yeah.
The one over there with the giant cod piece.
Right. Tell him to stay clear of me.
As you wish.
And he nervously heads back into his corner with his mercenaries.
I go back over to Ajax.
We never have such problems like this with our whelps.
What are you talking about?
He would have been testing traps at the first sign of the stubbornness. It would have been fixed.
That boy's been on the battlefield since he was 10 years old. It's fine.
That's
Maybe
why
I'm
you must
stubborn.
start them even earlier.
I assume from your demeanor he did not take the message well. Nor from across the room did I see that you were as nimble-fingered as you had mentioned previously.
It's the disguise. It threw off my perception.
Ah, the disguise. Ajax, perhaps if your son will not be helped unwillingly, or willingly, perhaps we can help him unwillingly. Let's kill
Ever
Fletcher.
was it thus?
Let's kill Fletcher. We have Gunther here. Gunther could pretend to be drunk, make a scene about going on about all of the competition involved. Murder everyone, allow your son to flee, leave witnesses seeing Gunther and his guards flee. When Gunther disappears, no one will think why. They'll just think that he is perhaps in hiding. 2 birds with 1 stone.
That is a brilliant plan, Callum.
I have my moments. Obviously, asking you to pass a note was not one of them. I kid. I
believe Wyrme's messages usually come across much louder and with more impact. Perhaps it was just not his day.
My friend, I assume you can act a little drunk?
Yes, I can manage. I'm also going to have to use other means this evening. I think my signature weapon is a bit noticeable.
I agree. Your guards will have to do most of the dirty work for you. There's too many here to take on. We could slip into his bedchamber at night, dispatch a few guards, and be gone before dawn. That'll give your son a chance to flee.
Yeah, it shouldn't be during the party. It should be afterwards, if possible.
Curtis,
Go wrong.
Curtis might be a little upset that this particular guise has lost its value, but we must protect your son.
Thank you. And Ajax finds another drink.
Okay. Miss Fletcher will find you again this evening, Wyrme. Well, have you done anything about it? What, have you spoken to my father? Have you spoken to the beast himself?
Baby, I'm working on it. I absolutely talked to the beast himself. Apparently your father has something on him.
On him? Well, what?
He has lured him in. I do not know what though.
Oh, so this is simply a game. That is good. He's not seriously going to marry me to such a creature.
I do not know how far your father is willing to go to see his plans fulfilled. But perhaps if I had more information, we could plan accordingly.
Well, I don't know very much. Father doesn't tell me anything. You should speak with him.
I think if he wanted to tell me, he would have already. Perhaps there's a place where he would keep such information.
Suggesting you steal from my father.
I do not wish to keep it, just take a glance.
She gets a kind of like dangerous look on her face. She's like, all right. Perhaps I can find something for you.
I know you've done this before. Come on. Be a good girl.
We are not even married yet. Goodness gracious. You are irascible. And she like, no. And she like heads off, swinging her hips, and she goes. She will return 20 minutes later or so into the party and say, now don't ask me where I found all of this, because you don't want to know. And secondly, don't ask me where I'm keeping all of this. Horribly tight.
Of course, my love. A gentleman never asks such questions.
But what I know is that black hound creature has an army, and you, my darling, have arms. Together, my father, who is working with someone else, is planning something rather large. I think it might be a coup. The bank are in on it as well. Apparently, they're very unhappy with how things are after the war. All of the resources being funneled into Wenton's armies and nowhere else. My father has seen a gap in the market, as it were. I'm not sure who he's working with, though. He's usually not this devious. In fact, up until a few weeks ago, my father was a very quiet man.
That makes me wonder about some things. I'm going to have to look into them a bit more. And God damn it, this is what I've been saying all session.
So, you're the NPC that only has the one dialogue line left. Whenever you interact with them, I'll have to find out some more. You're the hero of Kvetch. Yeah. She nods and says, "Well, I'll be here if you need me anymore."
Yes. Has your father been visited by any strange dignitaries, or perhaps guests that you have not been familiar with before?
You know, I don't believe so, but the other week I heard a very strange rumbling sound, as though there were construction work or an earthquake happening below the estate. It was very strange. I asked him about it, but he was very cagey. I felt like he was hiding something from me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a strange elf I saw coming out. I barely caught sight of his face, but Definitely an elf, which is strange. Father rarely deals with elves.
Fascinating. That sounds dangerous as well. Elves have been known to traffic in magics. Is it possible your father is under the influence of this strange elf?
I'm not sure if even such a thing is possible, but maybe they're funding it. Maybe they have lots of money. I'm not sure.
I look a little indignant at that.
I have lots of money.
Yes, of course you do, darling. Of course you do. You are the richest man here, but the elves, they are thieves naturally, and they're kind, steal money from hard-working men such as yourselves. It is likely that they, as a group, have all been hoarding up some money for a coup all of this time. Yeah, she goes off about the great elven conspiracy to overthrow mankind, blah, blah, blah.
This racist bitch.
Yeah.
Yes. Leave me now, my dear. I need some time to think. I have to figure this out. I fear for your father.
She heads off.
And I go back to the others and I spill my guts. And I think we need to adventure downstairs.
Mother of God.
So, are we thinking that the vampires are at work? Or
Darian and his...
That would be too much work just to play us. Why would they play all of this just to play us? We were in their keep. That doesn't make sense to me.
I feel like there's double crosses within double crosses within double crosses through this whole thing. We've had nothing but bad choices.
Yes, no clear information. Well, we can always go check out the basement.
Vadin, perhaps it is time to work your magic on the Fletcher. Investigation or interrogation? What say you?
Where I come from, they're both the same thing.
it is
Put him
true.
to the question.
Yes. Do you still have that note?
No.
That's probably good. Okay, I will walk up in an official capacity with an official gate to the good Lord Fletcher.
Yes.
And, sir, I have a message for you. It is
Yes.
for everyone's ears, if you take my meaning.
Come with me. What is it, like bringing up? Is there more distress to the southwestern quarter of the city? He gotta lead you into an alcove. Actually, a private room he'd lead you into.
Actually, yes, there is some unrest. There is some unrest indeed.
It's
the savages.
Yeah, he says, are the men in place?
The men, yes, they are, but they want to know, are there any last-minute orders? Because it seems that some of the savages are becoming suspicious. Do you have any last-minute changes to the plan in general? And I'm going to cast a subtle suggestion, because the plan itself is it's hazy at best. Perhaps...
Oh!
He says, stick to the plan. If any of them get too rowdy, take them out and say that they're too drunk. And dispatch of them quietly.
But we do need to proceed at the appointed time.
When I make the toast.
I will inform the men.
He nods.
And I'll head back out.
All right.
It appears, and I'll find them and quietly look around. Well, his mental fortitude is much better than I had anticipated, but when he makes the toast, there will be action. There will be blood.
Yeah, looking around this place, Elvadine, as you come back in, now you're a bit more aware of what might be going on here. All of the entrances and exits are either barred or heavily guarded by guards or just, courtiers who were here before anyone else arrived, suggesting maybe they are, working for Fletcher.
Yes, I believe this is about to turn into a red reception.
That's a shame there's not going to be a wedding.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it.
It appears it's time for investigation, Ajax.
Yeah, Ajax is gonna try to find a place to stand where he can see Eddard, but Eddard can't see him, if possible.
You do stand out quite a lot. You do see him casting the occasional glance in your direction.
Yeah. If I need to, I'll slink about around some of the other hallways. Take the long way there if I need to.
Yeah. Okay. So you can get to a position where you're pretty sure he doesn't see you.
Okay. Well, I guess the plan now is what, to wait until they have a toast and then spring into action?
Hopefully that's not too late.
Or if we want to move on Lord Fletcher earlier.
But there's a good plan.
If there is no toast, then then maybe his men will just not enact the plan.
They'll be around the wine. No toast will come. That's good. But it might also raise suspicions if one is expecting. When we act, we should act extremely fast.
I will take a position where I get a good line of sight on his lordship.
Perhaps you could have some of the men round up some horses. Gunther.
All the exits appear to be guarded. I do not know if that will be such a simple task.
Well, we can steal one later. So you guys just wanted to, hack this dude up? Just like we're straight up murder hobos? just hack this guy and run away?
I'm thinking when he raises his glass in a toast, I'm going to try and blow his head off.
Well,
Don't miss!
If we were to spring his own trap right before he would spring it, then in the ensuing chaos we could slip away.
Kill him before he raises his glass, before he gives the toast.
How many of Eddard's men are actually inside the hall with us?
The hall's pretty big itself. Based on all the entrances, exits around this place, you could count at least 2 score. And not all of them are heavily armored guards. Some of them are, these courtiers who are probably a little bit more than they would seem. You'll check in if you were to look around the crowd, some of them by the door look like they're just kind of lords and nobles. You would suspect them to have hidden daggers, knives, maybe even hand crossbows on them.
What I actually want to know is, does Eddard have men with him?
Oh, sorry. Eddard has 5 mercenaries with him. 5 of the Black Hounds are with him. Big kind of burly barbarian types.
Well, perhaps someone should advise them to start stabbing before they get stabbed.
I could tip him off secretly.
Yeah. I mean, if you... to go back real quick, you reckon he's got 5 of these guys, probably about 40 or so surrounded, and probably better armed in general, Fletcher's troops, which would suggest to you guys, with tactical minds, this is a killing field. They might be able to take a few down. They might be able to break out and exit, but getting your son out of here alive is looking, kind of grim.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Wyrme, perhaps his Ajax son could not look like Ajax's son.
That is a very good possibility.
I thought they were surrounded, though.
There are lots of eyes on Eddard at all times. He seems to be the prime target of
The plan has to...
upcoming assassination.
The plan has to be for Gunther to be seen threatening Fletcher, and for Fletcher to come up dead. That has to be the plan. It will confuse the guards, they won't know what to do, and they won't know to execute on your son.
Yeah, Wyrme, you're going to have to cause a scene with Fletcher, I think, before the toast.
I agree. I could slip in and slip out as one does.
I will execute this plan. I don't feel good about it, though. Not at all.
Is there...
None of this feels good, Wyrme. None of this.
So is there like a second level? Is there like a...
Yeah,
like,
you'd expect there to be several levels to this house, actually, yeah, and probably a sub-level as well.
No. I mean, like in this hall. Is there like
balconies?
Yeah, is there a
Right,
balcony
you've got-
that I
you've
could
got a
miss walk?
balcony area. Yeah.
Basically,
you've got,
if I walk up and slit this guy's throat, can I mist walk to another level off the main floor where the chaos is going
yeah,
to be?
you'd be able to get up to a higher level for sure.
Okay. And I mean, like, there's some that are open, or do I think that that's going to be closed off to me?
All of the exits and entrances have been blocked off to some degree, either barred, locked from the other side, or there's a person on the door.
This is
Yeah,
going
these
to
guys
be
aren't
a
fucking around.
this is going to be a bloodbath. I mean, it is what it is. People are going to die.
Yeah, it looks like they've tricked Ajax's son to get here, and under this pretense of marriage, they got on him here, they've threatened him, and he's not going to back down, so they're going to kill him and take his army. This is, I mean, not uncommon behavior.
Not uncommon.
Like
Textbook.
certainly cowardly behavior, because there is no honor in such a thing. But in fact, you guys could roll me a history check.
History, you say?
Yes.
That sounds like it's just an intelligence check. Ooh.
Ooh, fancy.
Ooh, fancy. Well, I'll be damned.
Oh, take 3 away from my roll. I rolled an intelligence saving throw instead of.
Oh, okay.
Wyrme saves versus history.
So yeah, Calium and Wyrme and Ajax. Think back on any kind of history that the Fletcher household would have, and Lyra is correct. Insofar as Fletcher has never taken part in anything like this. He hasn't been particularly power hungry or made any moves, and now he's an old man, so it kind of seems odd that he's made this sudden change of heart and is now making this big play, potentially for the capital. So it definitely seems out of place. And other history-wise, like this kind of thing does happen.
Yeah. Seems like maybe he might be being played as well.
Yes.
Like, go out in a blaze of glory, you old man who've never done anything. Lead a second rebellion against.
I don't think so. It's the elf. The elf. It has something to do with the elf. I'm sure of it.
It won't matter if he's resigned to do this action.
I think Calium's plan is sound. We have no Wyrme, like you said. We have no good options.
Yes.
We should prepare to retreat to the nearest exit.
I wonder if we can flee through the basement. They were doing construction down there. Perhaps there's a way out.
At the very least, we might be able to pick them off one by one as they come looking for us.
Yes.
I like it better than fleeing the way they think we're going to flee.
Ajax, would you like me to warn your son?
Yes.
So Elvadine will go and try to find an alcove away from prying eyes and just cast a quick message.
Okay.
To Edard.
Right.
And the quick message would just be something along the lines of like, they plan to kill you at the toast. Tell your men to be wary. We will help you escape. Love, Pete.
This guy, he's had a few drinks, but he's not that drunk. And he looks around for Pete speaking to him, but he heard his voice in his head, so he's very confused. And you look at him, whisper to some of his men, and they like start looking very on guard and start noticing a couple of the, groups who are also looking at them.
So,
Has been given.
have I seen Elle throw fireballs before?
No.
They're so subtle.
Too bad.
You've never noticed.
He does use fire magic, but you've never seen him cast a fireball.
Every time that he casts a fireball, it's so subtle that Pruitt just whispers me. You guys never see it. He's killed like 50 people.
So yeah,
It's a real butcher.
Yeah.
What if can I like rig up like either some alchemist fire or some acid by one of the barred doors?
Sure, you'd have to, do that surreptitiously. So it would require some element of stealth to do that.
Okay. So I'm thinking maybe if I could rig something up, after we do the deed, we can instantly try and flee out of a way that they're going to think is barred, not necessarily guarded. What kind of check do you want for that?
Roll my stealth check. Just to do this quickly and quietly.
All right. That is a 21.
21. Yeah, no one seems to notice you concoct this. You want acid?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to rig up some vials of acid so that we can just so we can just break them and it'll weaken the bars and we'll just all flee out the way they're not anticipating. Or maybe I just pour the acid on there in a way that it's going to slowly eat away at the bars.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of slow burn. And you want this to be the door which leads further downwards, or is it just
Yeah, I think we're going. Okay. I think that's the plan. We're going to head for we're going to roll the dice and head for the basement.
Okay, excellent.
We're all buying new art.
So
What
there's
could
a
go
kind of
wrong. It's not like the last basement we were in wasn't a fucked up vampire blood dungeon.
And the one before that was a tunnel like 15 miles out of town.
Yeah. So, it's 50-50. it's
Like, when things are really bad, what do? Go deeper.
Go to the basement.
Right.
Yeah.
Always double down.
Always double down.
Never pull out.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
And I will spread the word among my compatriots. Like, that's the door we're going out. I don't know how much of this ruse we're going to even be, we should even stick with. We should just, right before the toast, we should hit them hard, cause mass casting infusion.
Scatter.
And then, go that way.
Serpentine.
Yeah.
He's got fucking serpentine out of that.
Yes.
Watch the serpentine, Will, man. They're showing a lot of that sexy chest.
Shake it.
People are start losing their shit.
Oh man. Okay, so we've got the plan is perfected. We slow burn
An assassin.
the door, assassinate Fletcher, and serpentine out. Good. Got a 3-stage plan.
Yeah.
All right.
Profit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere in there. All right.
So I'm pretty much whenever you guys are in position, as if I can get eyes on you, I'm gonna come meet you up at the second story balcony.
Yeah, balcony. Yeah.
Or I know we're running to the basement, but I want to get off the main floor like immediately. Or are you guys gonna like hang out as close to the door as possible?
Ajax is going to be within dashing distance of Eddard in case he gets pin cushioned.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Where would you? Because Elvadin, you can message him. Where would you position, or ask at the very least, for Eddard and his men to be positioned? Because at the moment they're by the door that they came in, which is on the opposite side of the hallway where the kitchen door is, or the basement door is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then I would send him another message and just tell him, please move to the other end of the room near the kitchen door.
Yeah, he looks very confused for a moment and then just does what he's told, and they'll begin to very obviously move their way over there. Like, oh, we're a bunch of 5 big guys going through the party. Like, yeah, they try and like dance their way through the party to like shake it off.
Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
Yeah, they like, you know, they rope pull in towards the the basement door. I love it.
I love that how I'm basically like Morpheus and he's Neo directing him. When you get to the end of the hallway, take a left.
He's under his breath. You can hear him say, "This Pete guy better know what he's talking about."
My name's not Pete.
Damn it, Pete. So
Confusing.
yeah.
So can you mist walk with people or only yourself, Cody?
Just myself. With this build.
All those people who want to know what you can do slowly gaining a little bit more information about your custom class.
And that's why we're in playtesting.
I get people coming to my Twitch chat. Do you know I can download the Mistwalker? I'm like, oh no,
it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I promise it's coming.
All right, so everything seems set for you guys. You're in position. The plan is ready, and you see there be a kind of a general hush, a general quietening in the hall as Fletcher says, "Let us have a toast." And for those that know, you start to see all of the servers in the room like head out, and all of the guards kind of bristle a little bit, start to draw, half draw swords, crossbows, hand crossbows that are, attached and the like. And you see Eddard just like looking nervously around for the face of Pete, which he can't see. And Fletcher says, "It has been a long journey for our household, but recently I have come to know that we must bind our households together." And he looks towards Eddard.
You, Fletcher, are a snake. You are double-crossing, whoring your daughter out to these barbarians. I will not stand for this.
Slapping my hands on the table.
As soon as they cut their eyes to him, I want to go and take action. I would like to. I'm just gonna prepare myself. Double blades. I'm gonna pop up. I'm going to try to just drive them through his back as hard and as fast as I can to kill him. That's my intention.
Let's do it.
So,
yeah, you can get a first action here, but we may as well roll some initiative so we get an order going. Let's find you guys here.
Big 5.
Oh. Single digits. 5 again. In fact, my last initiative.
Get there! All right, I'll take it.
All right, let's go around. Caitlin, what did you roll?
18.
18. Elvadine.
I got a 9.
9.
I actually don't know what I rolled because I accidentally had advantage on. I got to re-roll.
Okay.
So that is a 13.
Alrighty, 13 for Wyrme, 9 for Elvadine. These guys got a 7? Yeah, 10. Okay. So we've got Caitlin going first on an 18. Wyrme on a 13. Assassins on a 10, then Elvadine and Ajax. So Caitlin, Wyrme, the Assassins, Elvadine, and then Ajax. So Caitlin, you get a first action here. You have the jump on them as they are moving into. You see a lot of crossbows swing their way out towards Eddard and his team, and his bodyguards move in to protect him.
Perfect. I'm gonna pop right up. And I'm going to try to drive my blades right into this guy. Longthorpes expect deals to be honored. And I'm going to be as loud as I can.
Yeah.
To try to get everybody to wait, what? And then over to Wyrme and then back over to me. All that action. So, let's do this. Natural 1.
Oh, it was not meant to be.
Jesus Christ.
More fighting, less speech.
21.
21 is a hit.
Do I get advantage on that first one?
I'm not going to give you advantage on that one because it's a girl one.
Son of a bitch. All right. And then a 20 on the second one.
All right.
That's
20...
the bonus. So second attack
Okay.
and then the bonus attack.
Yeah, 21 and 20s are both hit.
All right, so a whopping 6 plus 3. 6 plus 7, 13 damage.
All right, 13 damage. Okay, here's what happens when you stab through the back, basically, right? You're going for the double thrust in through the back of Master Fletcher. You see a spell disperse around him, and you see Vin, the elf from the camp of Adarian's face there, kind of in shock, and he kind of turns in a snarl as he is attacked, and his illusion spell fades from his face, and as that same kind of scarred red head elf in front of you, who Ajax had a brief conversation with. I think I seem to remember. So, Calium, that's your turn. Wyrme, you see this happen. 40 or so guards and assassins are moving in to shoot at Eddard and his troops, it seems like.
All right, so I guess I will pull from a pouch my thunder cannon.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to blast at the elf.
Nice.
For a 24.
24 is a hit against Vin.
All right. Come on, give me the dice. Give me the dice. It does not want to give me the dice.
Nope. You're not having him.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm not getting those dice today, so if you can't roll dice, you can't deal damage. I win.
Well, 20 points.
20 points of damage against Vin. Okay. You
And I'm
blasted
moving
pretty
towards
good.
the door.
Yeah.
I will use the butt of the rifle to slam the bar and try and egress.
Nice. Yeah, it just most of it's already dissolved, so just kind of you throw it open. It leads down into a flight of stairs, presumably down to a kitchen/basement area. There's a fire down there which is illuminating the room. All right, so that is Wyrme. Assassins get to do their thing. So they're going to do that. And this is when Will gets to roll a whole load of dice.
Am I able to take a reaction?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
If there are a bunch of them that are training their crossbows on Eddard, I would do my best to interpose myself.
Do you want to jump in the way no?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first bunch of them are going to get
It's only one crit.
8. Yeah, you're right. 8 of them will find their mark. I'm adding in the bonuses after this because math. So a bunch of them are going to shoot. You can take 2 of these shots as you kind of dive in. And a bunch of his men are taking shots as well as they kind of move in to protect him. But we'll see how this goes for him. This is a D8, right? Yes, it is. Excellent. So let's roll. How many of these do we need? 5. Let's do that. And we'll do 2 of these on you.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, I rolled D10. Didn't mean to do that. Oh dear! Oh, what a shame! I rolled so many of the wrong die. Okay.
I'll take that one.
Yeah,
I'll take that set of rolls.
Nice.
Okay, and then we'll roll the 2 of these for you, which add +3 on each of these. So +6, that's 14 damage that you will take,
Right.
Ajax. As these 2, basically these guys who were just servers before, roll up their sleeves and they've got these kind of hand crossbows and they just kind of point them and fire them in the direction of Eddard. A bunch of his men move in to protect him, and you kind of jump in the way as well, taking a couple of bolts. Eddard himself has definitely taken a bolt, but his men are moving in for him. One of them you see just fall down in a hail of bolts and arrows, which just come in towards him. So they are a man down. Vadin. Oh, in fact, before I move on, Vin, whom you are next to, Cody, is going to cast a fireball.
Counterspell.
Not subtly at all. Okay,
Oh.
so he
Bum, bum,
has
bum, bum.
counterspell as well. Does he counterspell your counter as well? That's the question. No, he'll describe to me what your counterspell looks like, Elvadine, because I don't think we've even seen this happen. Maybe we have, but we've forgotten.
I like to think of it literally like as just a flash of like magical light that literally distracts him just at the most integral part of his spell casting, as he just kind of like looks and it just like the spell just washes away.
Yeah, makes a sad noise and just kind of goes away. He snarls at you as he realizes that some magic has gone wrong here. So, Elvadine, it's your turn.
All right. In that case, I will cast. I'm going to cast a mirror image because there's a lot of crossbow bolts flying, and I don't have a great AC or a lot of hit points. So I'm going to cast a mirror image and then move up to the group of like barbarians and Ajax, and just basically like start yelling like, "Let's get going!" and basically just kind of be confusing as there's more people in that area.
Nice.
Even though they're not all real.
Yeah, true. Okay, so you got to rush in.
Yeah. Just be like, let's move. And
all right. You can definitely get to the door as well, where Wyrme has just run down.
Okay.
Excellent. Ajax, your turn.
So I'm gonna pick up the weapon of the fallen bodyguard, and Ajax gonna put his hand on Eddart's shoulder and look at him and be like, "If you want to live, come with me." And then I'm just gonna like half push him, half like cover him with my body to get him towards the door that Wyrme is weakened.
All right. And yeah, you hear him mutter something under his breath about you being a bastard, but he does come with you as you can kind of like barrel him inside and through the doorway down the staircase where Wyrme and the mirror images of Elvadine currently are. All right, it's the top of the round. Calium, you're standing by this guy who's clearly a little more than he first appeared. You saw him almost cast a fireball.
Surrender right now. I'm going to kind of hold my blade up to him. Do you want to check?
Let's see. Yeah, roll me an intimidation check.
Neat. Charisma. Oh, yeah, sure, that one's fine.
Yeah. He's snarling at you, and he says, "Flee if you want. We'll find you. There's nothing you can do now. You've chosen your side."
Wrong answer. And I'm going to wail on him. I'm going to pop up on the backside of him.
Mm-hmm.
4.
There it is.
Jesus Christ.
Just tap him on the shoulder, like, over here.
26.
26 will do it.
For... Oh, that did not roll. One more time. A whopping 1. 5 damage, and then a bonus action, another 26. Good God, these rolls, please. Thank you for 10 more damage.
Nice. You are like tearing holes in him, and he is not liking that. He's not liking that about you. But he does not look dead at this point. He's got several holes in him, but he's just kind of snarling at you. Okay. Wyrme.
I'm going to support Callum from the doorway.
Okay.
So I kind of poke my head back out and take a pot shot at him.
All right.
And that is a 17.
17 is going to hit. In fact, he puts up a shield.
Oh, and it almost hits.
And it almost hits, just kind of shatters against it.
Get out of there, Callum. Get out.
Yeah, he heard it coming. He is like kind of from the gun. He kind of turns, puts up the shield, and the bolt flies, fizzles against it, basically. He's pretty nimble. All right, so Wyrme, do you want to move at all?
Yeah, I'm going to head out the way we plan to go.
Yeah, a whole lot of crossbows are turning on you guys right now, and a whole lot of knives as well. Okay, the assassins take their turn. They are going to fire at our friend Calium here, and a bunch of you guys as well. So Calium, you can take some attacks from the Dudeskis, the guards. That's a natural 20.
Ooh.
That'll bring in.
Christ.
That'll do it. Let's see. +6, +3 to list, so 17 points of damage onto Calium as this guy really lines you up in his, crossbow sights and just kind of fires away. And you see Vin just kind of like duck the bolt, and it flies into your side, really wounding you. Another guy is going to try and shoot you on a 14, but that ain't going to do it. And then the last guy will shoot at you on even worse. 2 other bolts just kind of go whizzing by you. Let's see. Ajax, as you're taking a couple of shots here, let's roll. 19.
15.
Oh, very nice. That's a miss, and that's a hit. Okay. So I take 2 attacks. Or 2 hits, I guess, rather. +3 to this number. So 15 points of damage is what Ajax takes as a couple more bolts fly into him. Even Wyrme, as you're escaping, and I'm doing this somewhat fast and loose because there are like 40 crossbows whizzing around this room right now. Wyrme oh goodness. Let's try and roll that properly, Will. Nope. And let me back my d20. There you go. Try another 2 more. A 18 against your armor class, one.
18 will hit.
Alrighty. So I'll add 3 to this number again. So 10 damage is what you take as another bolt manages to find its way into your side as you are fleeing. Pruitt, you see one of your Elvadine's, one of your major illusions will just be kind of shattered as a bolt flies into it. You still got 2 up though.
Okay.
All right. So that is their turn. Elvadine, your turn.
My turn. So I see Ajax is taking a lot of damage, yes?
Ajax has 4 crossbow bolts sticking out of him.
Yeah, I think Calium's looking pretty rough right now as well.
Okay, but they are not near each other, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Calium's off fighting. Ajax is running with the...
Yeah, so I'm just gonna move up next to Ajax as he's helping his son get out of there. Use my bonus action to create a 2nd level slot, and I'm going to cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds on Ajax.
All right.
So
Downtown Twitch right now, I'm helping playtest the Mistwalker. How much does it take to kill Calium?
Blur activated.
I'm trying to find out the HP for you guys.
16 back.
Getting knowledge.
16.
Nice, very nice. Alrighty. So, and you're running further down the tunnel at this point, Pruitt?
Yeah, and I'm going to continue moving down the tunnel.
Okay, excellent. You find yourselves at the bottom at a kitchen where some confused servants are staring at you all. You will see another door within the kitchen itself, which leads further off to who knows where. But Ajax, it's your turn. You've been healed. You're down in the kitchen area with your son and his 4 remaining Black Helm mercenaries who have also taken several bolts as well and are going to be in need of some healing as well. And he kind of like throws you off. It's like, I don't need your help.
They would have killed you had it not been for us. Riddled you full of crossbow bolts like a fool because you came into their bank.
I don't owe you anything, old man.
Oh my god. Ajax kind of just looks at him, looks back at the way that they came. Is anybody following us?
Oh yeah. These guys are not relenting. They have their target, and it's clearly your son.
Okay, let's get him out of line of sight.
Yeah.
Ajax is gonna kind of like push him out from where the hallway is, so at the very least they can't see him as they're running down. And is Wyrme's down here with us?
Wyrme is down here with you, and Elvadine is as well. Yeah.
Okay, so Calium's the only one. I know Calium's shtick. I figure he can catch up with us.
Yeah, you follow the code.
Is there man? I might yell to Calium, hurry it up, and then ready in action, like slam the door shut, throw a table in front of it, something as soon as he's through the door.
Okay. So you're gonna ready your action until Calium comes through, at which point to block it off with a table or there's something around you can throw in here for sure. All right, round 3, Calium. in a bit of pain here, probably.
Yeah, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 33, I'm about a 16 or so.
Yeah, that's good.
I can just mist walk 40 feet, just straight up. Poof. Can I make it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's bail.
All right. So you bail. Guess who bails after you?
Then.
Vin does. This guy does. So you kind of out of there. But Wyrme, it's actually your turn first. At this point, Ajax blocks off the door as well. As Calium kind of bumps in. Wyrme, you're down in the kitchen area. There's a door out of here.
Yeah, I'm going to flee. I mean, if Calium gets close enough to me, I'll throw him a cure wound spell.
You gotta touch him, right, for cure wounds?
Yeah.
So you'd have to run back up to get him.
I'll wait for him to come to me.
Okay. So you out the door at this point?
Yes.
Or you're gonna okay, yeah. So you rush down. You find yourself in a narrow corridor, 5 feet wide, big enough for you to fit down. But this looks like a servant's entrance, or a like a hidden entrance, maybe. So you're heading down that, and if you take the dash action, you can move 60 feet down that. Or in fact, do you even move faster than 30 feet?
30. Nah, just 30.
Okay. Excellent. So yes, Vin is going to bamf after you, Calium, as you appears beyond the wall whilst his men are like bashing down on their turn the barricade which Ajax has put in place. He is, let's see what he wants to do. That's a fun spell. And he has... Yes, all right. Let's do some magic missile open here. So, how to get around good ACs? Magic missile. So he's gonna do that.
Is he within 60 feet and still visible to me?
I would say he's in 60 feet, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do a subtle counter spell.
Okay, remind me what subtle does, because it's now just a meme to me.
Okay, no, subtle means that I cast a spell without the verbal or somatic components. So the big thing with it is other casters can't counterspell my shit because they don't know I'm actually casting a spell.
Right, because he hasn't heard you go, counterspell. Right.
Counterspell?
You must learn to use your mind, Harry.
It's more of just a strong look of like, and then his spell doesn't work.
Yeah, he's like, he kind of like casts it and like, Calium, you stare your death in your eyes as he's casting this at probably quite a high level, and like about to throw out these shards of magic out towards you, and then they just kind of like dissipate from his hands. He's like, ugh! He's like so annoyed that this keeps happening to him. This never happens, I promise. Damn it!
All casters say that at one point.
Ever since I got over 140, he just can't keep it up. So that is his turn. These assassins will bust down the door on their turn as their action. So they can now see you. They can't take their action to shoot. Vadin.
I'm booking it. I mean, we need to get out of here. So I'm going to double.
All right. Yep. You dash out and get to about where Wyrme is, dashing through this kind of small tunnel running side by side with Wyrme. It's kind of dark up ahead of you guys. I mean, you can see with your dark vision, but this tunnel seems to be going quite far on. To the right, it breaks into another doorway, and further ahead, there is another door as well. So you've got a choice between right and forwards at this point. So you're coming to this kind of junction. That was a terrible map, but there you go. You're coming to a junction, looks like this.
Does this tunnel in any way make us think about when we escaped?
It certainly makes you think about that. It makes you all misty-eyed, actually, as you think back on the day that you guys were escaping together last time, and there's hijinks that you get up to. But yes, this tunnel definitely seems to be of a similar kind of, make. It reminds you of Adarian's tunnels that he can create.
So, gentlemen, which way? Which way?
To the side passage.
Straight. Oh.
straight to the side. Just go straight that way.
Yeah, let's go to the side passage.
All right, you go right on straight. Yeah. So you enter the right. I'm just being facetious. Don't worry. And I do that a lot. And you kind of bust through this next door. Elverdeen and Wyrme together. As you're pretty sure these guys are chasing after you, but they're well out of sight for now. Okay. We'll see what you guys see in that doorway in a minute. Ajax. Your son is like, I'm going straight ahead, like getting away from you.
Mhm.
Eddard and his men were like, we're going this way. Not following your lead anymore.
I'm going to chase down after them.
Okay.
Like, they're going a different direction than the way Wyrme and everybody else went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just going to keep calling back to him that you don't know. These people you're up against, they could fool you. You must come with me.
Yeah, he shouts, can't fool me any more than you did before.
How far behind us are the baddies?
At this point, you'd probably think like 80 feet or so. They're out of sight, but you can still hear them, and you can hear the sound of shouts and screaming coming from behind you.
Okay. Man, I'm real tempted to just like sit for a second and see how many of them I can kill, but Ajax is going to keep pace with Eddard.
Yeah.
Can I take an action? If those guys cut?
Yeah, you can take an action.
Okay. I want to. I want to mist walk in front of Eddard and trip him.
Okay.
Like Ajax goes this. Okay, so Wyrme and Elverdeen go this way. Ajax is screaming after Eddard, and he's like, "No, like I want to mist walk and try to trip him up."
Do you have to see where you're going to mist walk there?
I have to see where I absolutely 100% have to see the space.
So I would roll in this case. You could get behind them, but they've kind of run off down this side passage, which at this point you have bamfed into the kind of kitchen area. They've run down the side tunnel, so you could move or mist walk so that you could see him. But you need to move first to see him before you would misty walk. Otherwise, you're kind of misty walk through a wall.
Yeah, I understand that. I can break up my action and take half my move, half my miswalk speed. So that's what I'll do. I'll move 15, and I'll miswalk 20.
Cool.
As a move action.
Nice. And you want to like trip him up. So let's see if you can like make a dexterity to. Okay, yeah.
I still get to make a check though, right?
Sure. I mean, you could. We can contest this. You could.
An advantage. An advantage? No. Okay.
You rolled a crit 20. This guy's barreling through.
What do you want from me?
You roll me dexterity as well.
Acrobatics, perhaps.
Sure, acrobatics.
Or how about athletics?
Acrobatics. Yeah. If you try to trip him.
There we go.
You're gonna need a crit 20 to. Yeah. Okay. So
Sorry,
you run, you appear in front of him, you try and trip him up, and he just like barrels past you into the door.
Stop!
Now, the door is such that you can like see through the top of it. So it's not glass or anything. There are like iron bars up, so you can see through the door. He like barrels through it, and a couple of things happen almost immediately. As such happens when you walk through doors in Dungeons and Dragons, the door immediately slams shut after him, like really quickly. So kind of like busts open and then it just slams back again as soon as it's opened. And you sense a magical barrier go up the other side of it. You can see it's kind of blue barrier, which isn't dissimilar to like Calium's mist color, I suppose. Appear, or Elverdeen's magic as well, appear the other side of it, and you can still see through. On the other side of the room, you can see that he has essentially been, as you hear this kind of, as an axe trap has basically swung, knocked him off his feet, and sent him kind of flying like so onto the ground. And on the other side of the doorway, you see needles. and she is standing there. This crazy girl. She looks, 13 to 15-ish, kind of ambiguous. And she's got this kind of crazy red hair as well. And she gets out one of these needles that she has, that she likes to poke through people's eyes. She sees you on the other side and says, "It doesn't seem like you've got too much longer. You best run along now. Got some business to do here." And she starts stepping towards Eddard. And now the guys behind you, and Vin and the 40 or so guys with crossbows are about to turn the corner, and you guys are in a dead shot. There's 5 feet. There's no way that something isn't going to kill people in here. And then you've got the door to your right. You've got the door of the magical block in front of you.
I mean...
Whose turn is it?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I guess I don't want to do... I'll wait.
So... Let's let Ajax do something first. Let's say it's the end of the turn and Ajax's turn.
Okay. So Eddard's just gone through the door. There's a magical barrier that's come up. He's been injured and is vulnerable in front of this psychopathic, needle-killing magic girl. Yeah?
Yeah.
Get that right? And then behind us...
Yeah, she is stepping in towards him with a needle. He is on the ground completely, legs knocked out from him, wounded.
Yeah, Ajax doesn't know much about magic, but he knows enough to know that there's not a lot to do about a magical barrier. He kind of just slams his fist against it.
Mm-hmm.
And then what kind of weapon was the bodyguard using? Like, what kind of weapon did he pick up?
Greatsword.
Okay. He chokes up on it and goes into a frenzied rage and charges back at the way that all the soldiers that are coming back at us.
Nice. All right. Going into a rage, presumably, at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going full on, just all he sees is a fight.
Yeah. So you rush back down the corridor and you see Vin standing there on the other side of his men behind him, and giving the order to fire at you as you're Rah! Charging down towards him. Awesome scene there. Calium. Go back up to the top.
Okay, so I can see her, right? This is...
You can totally see her. There is just this glowing blue magical barrier up. This is Phantom Menace. You are Obi-Wan. He is Qui-Gon Jinn.
So... Okay, so you do this with me in your world here, because I get this as a custom class here. Would I be able to mist-walk to the other side of this barrier?
Here's the thing. You could definitely try.
But I'm asking you, would I have an experience in doing this before, knowing that my capabilities?
You don't have a lot of experience fighting against any other magic users.
Okay. So I'm going to try something crazy. I'm just going to try to do it. I'm going to... she's got this big-ass little needle that she's holding, that she's walking over to Eddard. I'm going to try to cast Disarming Mist on her.
Okay.
So she needs, and I'm gonna try. I can take a weapon out of her hand and teleport it 20 feet. So I want to take the weapon out of her hand and teleport it to this side of the door.
Okay, so you don't want to mist-walk through.
I don't want to mist-walk through. I'm gonna try to pull her weapon through the mist to my side of the barrier.
All right.
Fuck that, Cody. Can't you alien out of her with your mist walk?
I
It's not a broken power at all.
Well, I didn't want to break it, man.
Here's Johnny.
So she can make a unfortunately, this is pretty rough, but she can make a dexterity saving throw. I got a DC of 14 for me to not rip this weapon out of her hand at least 20 feet.
First thing I need you to do is roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And let me know what you get.
Because my rolls have been just fucking dynamite tonight. 15.
That's not bad.
With nothing, no modifier.
15 is pretty good. So you just you force it through this barrier. So you sense that resistance. It's like moving through custard or something like that. And the magic's pushes through, and finally you're on the other side. It darts out towards her. She has a +4 to her dex. She's pretty dexy. So let's see what we get from her. So it's a 16.
Yep.
Yeah, she kind of darts out of the way, looks towards you.
Okay, so I still get a move action.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to mist-walk through the door again. Mist-walk to that side.
All right. Now you did sense his resistance to the spell. You sense it may be painful. To do so, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
You're fine. You have like 16 hit points left.
Jesus Christ, man. I can't land anything. 9, buddy.
Alrighty.
You're in the barrier like Carbonite, like Han Solo in the Carbonite.
New character. New art.
I love it. So you take 12 points of force damage as you like pull yourself through this really painful magic. The other thing as well, you think that you might have to do the same if you wanted to go back through that. But you are on the other side.
Yeah, I'm at 4.
She looks
With
at you and
needles.
you look like exhausted as you come out. Like you're like sweating, you're covered in wounds, and she looks towards you.
Not today. And I'm like, got my swords up. Let's do this.
Wyrme, it's your turn, and then it's gonna be hers.
I'm gonna kill this bitch.
All right. Well, they're on the other side of a barrier, right?
Totally.
Nothing to be done about that. Bonus action, I cast Shield of Faith on Ajax.
I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. I wasn't even supposed to be there. Then take sides.
And I take aim at one of the guards in front of Ajax and let rip with a fire shot.
All right.
Is it possible for me to wait till Ajax gets like right up to them?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Do you want to shoot at like Vin, or do you want to shoot at just one of like the big guards or like guys with crossbows?
I want to shoot. Well, you know what? I will shoot at Vin, although it makes me a little sad to attempt it, but we'll do it anyway. So that is a 24.
24 is going to do it.
Oh, nice. All right, so
Get that slimy elf.
Gonna need some big money on this one.
there we go, 21.
21. All right.
And Ajax's armor class is increased by 2.
2, yeah. He's looking like he's in a world of pain. So you've like stunned him back with the attack, and Ajax is like rushing him with a greatsword right now into this hail of crossbow fire.
Why could they not just all stick to the plan? The plan.
So Ajax is totally Leonidasing right now, to be clear. So that's Wyrme's turn. Now it is our good friend Needles and the guys, including Vin, their turn. So let's start with Calium. As Needles approaches you with grace in her footsteps and dances in towards you
Dodge.
with those needles. I dodge, I run. She's got 3 attacks. That is going to be
I got a 17 armor class.
so it's a +6, so a 22, a 10, and a 16.
Yeah, I can't do anything about the 22.
All right, so you don't take the 16?
I won't take the 16, no.
Good, man. All right. So we're going to add a 4 to this.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm drunk.
All right. So she kind of like just goes in towards you with this needle. And as she does so, she like punctures it quite delicately. She just dances out of the way, punctures it quite swiftly through a point in your neck. And the needle just like pushes its way into there, and you just feel yourself just falling backwards unconscious as it happens. And she just like pulls it out very swiftly at that. And she kind of tuts. Such a shame. As you fall down on the floor, and you and your companions, anyone looking through will see Calium fall down to the ground unconscious. No! She then moves in towards Ajax's son, Eddard, who's like coughing up blood on the floor. And as Calium's eyes are just like fading away from him as he's losing his consciousness, you see her just place the needle through the eye with her, and then it comes to a stop. Now, that is the turn for Vin to do something. Vin is going to try and do his magic missiles on Ajax as he comes towards him. So, let's see, Ajax what we've got for you. It is 3d4 plus 3. Where are my d4s? There we go. Plus 3, so 11. As these like shards of magic fly out towards you, Ajax, and then this hail of arrow fire coming in.
AC 17.
AC 17, these guys got a plus. Freedless, I'm going to roll 5 dice. Natural 20, 17, 20, and 17. So 4 hits there. One of them's a nat 20.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
TPK, buddy.
So let's
Were
see
you
if-
raging by chance?
Yeah, I was raging.
Well, that's
yeah, so you got raging. So you take 7, the first one, and then 1, 2, 3 more of these, and add 9 to this number. 21. So total of, well, you do it separately because you want to half the damages there. So yeah, you'll take 11, and then 5, and then 8. You can reduce those as per.
5, 8. All right.
So Ajax still standing as he takes this hail of, bullets, basically just firing into him, these bolts flying into his chest. All right,
Yeah, he's still standing.
Vadin.
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Seeing his
No, think of the channel art.
shit just got meta.
Yeah, Cody's like calling up Kim right now. He's like,
We're gonna launch a Patreon for Saber Dice. We can pay for art again.
Season 3 starts next week.
surprise! In time for Christmas.
Okay, so basically, so me and Wyrme were down the right passage. So
Right.
before I step out, since I don't have any more meta magic, I'm going to cast my last 3rd level slot and cast Mel's Minute Meteors, and just go Nova. Use my bonus action to do my Divine Radiance thing. So I'm going to start glowing it up, and I'm going to. What?
That's it, L. Milf the fuck out of them.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna throw 2 bolts down at the front lines.
Okay.
Where douchebag is.
Yeah, old douchebag McGee.
Yeah. So I need going to need a dex save from whoever's in the front. It's a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
So whoever's in front, whoever I guess I can only. It's only a 5-foot wide corridor, correct?
You can, yeah. So you can get Vin, and you can probably get a, another guard or 2.
Yeah, the guy behind him. Okay, so yeah, I need 2 dex saves from both of them.
5 from Vin, 16 from, 7 from Vin, and a 16 from this guy.
So the first one I'm going to add my damage to, so that's going to be 7 total fire damage, and then the second is going to be 8 fire.
Alrighty. He is very close. Very, very close to death at this point, as Ajax is charging in towards him.
Awesome.
You can see he's like falling back, he's stunned from all of these attacks, Ajax. Elvadine, do you want to move out at this point of the Corridor of Doom?
No. I'm going to then step back into the hallway so that I'm not in line.
So you and Wyrme have broken out into this other tunnel, basically, which leads even further downwards. It looks like one of these old ones that Adarian has made. And you're out of the line of fire, so running down there looks to be the way to safety. The door can be barred from this side as well, which would probably buy you some time. But of course, you might not want to bar that whilst your friends are still out there. Okay, Ajax, you see him.
He's right there.
He's right there.
Ajax knows what to do about a bunch of archers. You got to get up amongst them.
That's it.
And just get up in them. So I am going to recklessly attack Vin first, and then focus on him until he drops like a sack of potatoes, and then start taking out these archers.
All right.
First attack. 17 to hit.
17 is going to hit Vin.
All right. Go ahead and resolve this real quick. Max damage,
Nice.
15 damage to
Damn.
Vim.
How do you kill Vin?
I just want to decapitate him and send his head flying back into the crowd of archers
Yeah.
who are undoubtedly still back there.
Absolutely. Yeah, they
Clustered
see
up.
his head just like fly over the top and blood spurts out from his the stump of his neck spraying over you, and it's never felt better.
Yeah, and Ajax fights dirty. He goes after legs
Oh yeah.
and arms. You know, he just like swings this great sword like it was a scythe in grass. And so I'm gonna take my second attack. It's gonna be a 24 to hit a guard.
That's gonna do it.
That's gonna be 9 damage on a guard.
Nice. Yep, you cut him down, slice him down.
And I'll take my bonus action frenzy attack. Ooh, that's a
Yes.
crit.
Oh,
That is
Oh
a
my
crit.
gosh.
oh yes.
You
just swing it off.
Oh
him.
my gosh.
23.
Golly.
This guy, you're just tearing through them with the fury of a that only a father could muster, and you just you summon all of your strength, all of the anger about what you think is happening to your son right now, and you're just tearing through these guys, and
I mean, Ajax is prepared to sell his life to make sure his friends escape. And like he's just gritting his teeth. He's probably like crying and stuff. Like he fights quiet,
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's how he is.
Roll me an intimidation check, Ajax.
All right, let's see. I actually trained in that. An 11.
An 11. All right. So like
Moderately intimidating.
yeah, moderately intimidating, but about as averagely intimidating as you can get. The back kind of rows have seen his head like flown over, and they are like falling back. And they realize that this might not be such a great tactical situation for them to be in up next to a
I would
barbarian.
love for them to stay in this tight corridor with me
Right,
for as long
right.
as they want.
So these guys you see their front row just getting cut down. They start to back up away from you. However, it's still taking him a while to like shuffle out of here.
Gotcha.
Calium, roll me a death saving throw.
18.
It's pretty good. That will save you for now. Wyrme, what are you up to? You see Ajax just engaging these 40 or so guys. You think he's probably off on a death mission right now. Vadin is in this corridor. The tunnel to safety is, before you. Or the tunnel of doom.
Can I see Callum?
No, you'd have to go back into the tunnel of doom and look into the door to see.
Oh, when you put it that way, I'm just going to fire a shot at one of the guards near Ajax.
Get off of him, you maggots!
All right. Death saving proficiency for the Mistwalker. It's like Cody's like, by the way, like Mistwalkers only have one death saving throw success and they come back at full HP. I'm like, oh,
Best class ever.
play testing. This is new variant of
I'm taking notes, bitches.
Every time a Mistwalker passes a death save, they teleport 10 feet.
That's right.
I thought it was an angel gets wings, but
You should like
Hey,
train
I
the
did get
gas whenever
wings
you
just
die
now.
like a vampire.
That's true.
Did you know I could trade shroud points for automatic successes on death saving throws?
Oh, man.
so 16 points of damage to one of the fleeing guards.
Nice. Yeah, you take him down as he's trying to run away. They're spreading more
Get
panic.
Callum! Get Callum!
All right. That is Wyrme's turn. It's these guys' turn. So a couple of them are going to fight against Ajax. About 3 of them can get to you at any one time whilst they're in this narrow corridor.
All right.
They got a +3 to their attacks on each of these. So highest one's a 17.
They get advantage.
You are correct. Let's roll these again. Okay. So 2 will hit, 21 and 17.
All right.
And what's your AC, sorry?
17.
Good, yeah, not 15. Okay. So first one, you've got D6, add a +3, so 7 damage. Second one is 5. How you feeling? We should get reduced.
Yes, would they get reduced? Here we go. All right.
Got math.
I'm hurt. You know, he's been hurt, but he's got some fight left in him.
Nice. All right, so that is what they are up to. Our other friend, Needles, is also up to no good at this point. But we'll see exactly what she's up to later, of course. No one's really looking at her right now. Elvadine.
Okay.
Your friend has just rushed back into the temple, not the Temple of Doom, the corridor of Doom.
The Tunnel of Doom. Tunnel.
Yeah. We've moved on to this Indiana Jones. Well, I'm gonna step out into the tunnel. I mean, you know, Mel's has 120-foot range, right? Yeah. So I don't have to move too far. So I'm just gonna step out, and I'm gonna lob these a little bit behind the people in front, like the people that are actually still shooting with their their crossbows.
Yeah.
To kind of create a little panic in between the ranks in between. But I still am going to target the same spot with both meteors, so that it's, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 DC 15 dex saves.
2 DC 15 dex saves. That'll be a 14 and a 9. So both fail.
We both fail. So from the first one, they take, it's going to be 8 damage. So I'm going to put my radiant damage on that.
Okay.
And then the second one is another 11 fire damage.
Nice. You melt 2 of these guys in the back row, and they just kind of scream up and just kind of set aflame, melt into the ground. There is definitely a rout happening right now as they realize that their magic user is dead. They thought they were only guys of the super cool guy. They realize that they're fighting against like 5 of these guys. Elvadine, and you don't duck back into the...
I'm going to go ahead and call out, you know, and be like, it is all of your fate this day if you do not retreat. And then I will retreat back behind them.
It's my fate too, so
Fear me!
Y'all need to give up.
I would have let you roll an intimidation check for the fact that you just go back inside. Not so much. Okay, Ajax.
What are Eddard's bodyguards doing right now?
They tried to like bust in through the thing. They've like joined back with you at this point as they couldn't get through the door, but several of them have been cut down at this point. You know, you fight like 2 of these guys still left alive.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't really. That was for Jim. Ajax only all he sees are enemies. All right. He's not being subtle here. He's recklessly attacking, and I'm just going to keep plowing my way through him.
Nice.
As fast as I can. 23 to hit.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead. And then, well, that was advantage. So 23 to hit the second one. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get up.
Oh yeah.
Nah, no crit out of that one. And then my bonus attack.
There you go.
Crit.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
So we've got 18 damage for one.
Oh yeah.
6 for another.
Okay. Cool. It still hurts.
Yeah. And 9. If that one's still up, he takes another 9.
Yeah, he takes another 9 and is just like cut down. Roll me another intimidation check. This time at advantage.
Okay.
As the combined efforts of your companions are turning the tide.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, my favorite kind.
Dirty.
Nice. You see the crowd waver, and then they just break. And those that were here for, like, you know, these guys are basically here for a simple assassination of this one guy. They had 40 of them against these 5, and now this. So, you know, those that are still alive, they just like turn and run. A couple of them fire off some warning shots as they go, some covering fire. But for the most part, they are headed back up the corridor, and immediate danger is gone. But you do hear them calling for get to support, bring as many as you can down here. So it's only a matter of time before, you know, these guys are going to come down here with even more firepower by the looks of things.
All right.
But at this point, we will call it for turn order and combat right now, seeing as Ajax has kind of turned the tide, just covered in bolts and arrows that are all over you. The 2 remaining Black Hounds are there fighting as well, and they're just like heaving in blood as they've just come down from their rage as well.
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there and beat my fists bloody on the door from where Needles and Calium and Eddard are.
Yes. So you kind of like rush back down the corridor, and you look into the room. The barrier's still up, but Calium and Needles and Eddard are no longer there. Oh, sorry, Eddard is still there. His body is still there, but Calium's and Needles are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I'll break this sword trying to beat it down and just like keep.
Can I try and Arcana that wall?
To see what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
I want to go ahead and give him guidance. Tell you what, I'm going to try to Arcana that, and I'm going to give myself guidance.
Now, I actually have magic item analysis. I don't know how much time we have, but basically it lets me use like detect magic and identify
Hey!
Wow.
as rituals.
Well, then.
Wow.
27?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You're pretty sure that this is an anti-magic field. Going through it is particularly painful. Doing any magic through it would be painful as well. It's essentially like a mage trap, clearly by someone who is ready. Because these things don't just take a second to set up.
Right. Well, I will relate that to everyone. So that means you could force your way through it.
You could overload it with magic. You know, if you were to like attack it enough with enough damage, you could dissipate it, or you could push your way through it, but it would be physically painful. Enough to kill a normal human, at least.
Right.
It's like electric fence for mages. Like a really big electric fence.
Right.
You don't want to pee on this thing.
Yeah. Don't cast magic missile. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and heal Ajax. I'm going to do a first level cure wounds.
Okay.
So you get 7 there.
He's like, get off me. He is. He's like, don't even. But I'll take 7 because I can't help it.
Right.
So I'm looking at the wall, like to the tunnel. Is there any way to like, I don't know, tunnel like around?
Well, that would take you a while, yeah. I mean, you got like thick stone here. Possibly if you could like barrage away with some spells, you could get through it, or maybe enough acid could do it.
Well, I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna start casting firebolt at the door.
Just over and over, just
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Roll me a wisdom saving for it, Pruitt.
Ready?
Good luck, buddy.
Got a 10. But I'm gonna go ahead and use my favored by the gods ability
Okay.
to add an extra 2d4.
Okay, you might want to do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about those 3d6 I just rolled.
Yeah, don't worry about that. So that's gonna be a 16.
All right, yeah, then really don't worry about that. Your barrage, and seeing as you're probably doing this over the course of several minutes, will batter this barrier down until there's like a hole large enough to fit a body through.
Okay.
But it did take you like probably about 2 minutes to do this, just constant fireballs, which has melted the door away as well now. So you can step through into this chamber.
Okay.
It's about this time you start hearing calls from above again, where it sounds like they are probably going to, regroup and send reinforcements down this time. So as you burst through into this room, you will see stone room, square stone room. Eddard's body is on the floor. No sign of Calium, no sign of Needles. One entrance out of here. The door is open. The staircase is leading upwards.
Ajax takes Eddard's body and carries it. He'll have him in his arms.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like coming out of his haze, look to Wyrme and Vadin and where's Calium?
Needles has taken him.
There's only one way, right? You said there's just stairs going up.
Stairs up.
Staircase up. Yeah. Door's open, so it looks like someone's gone through there.
Well, and head that way. We must get our own.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We should get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
We will head up.
Heading up the stairs, you hear the shouts coming behind you back from the corridor of doom, where they're kind of running over the corpses of Vin and the men that have been slain there, and rushing after you guys. You head up the staircase. You come out into what is presumably a tower room within the Fletcher household. You saw a couple of the spires from before. They've got some sort of tower parts which are attached onto the estate itself. And it's a spiral staircase which has kind of come upwards from the ground and led into this tower. There's a door which would lead out probably into the rest of the estate, maybe even outside. And there's the staircase leading upwards.
Which way did that crazy bitch take him?
Roll me a perception check.
And how is she carrying him?
How indeed.
I would
Is she?
assume that she has some sort of magical assistance.
Alrighty.
Perception. I'm so good at that too.
Yep. So we got a 10, 4 from Ajax, of course.
Yes.
10 from Wyrme, 16 from Vadin. Vadin, you think you hear footsteps above?
I'll look up and be like,
Someone running.
There's someone running above. It could be her.
Ah, yes. What is the craziest direction to go? Up, of course. That's the way she went.
It does make sense. They've probably been here a while. They know they have a plan.
Well, let us go.
All right. You rush up the staircase, desperately following the footsteps that you can hear until you break out through a trapdoor into the top of the tower. You're high above Ostwald itself. It's cold up here, and the wind is blowing hard. You see that there is a ritual circle in the floor, which has been drawn here clearly in preparation a long time ago. And you're just in time to see Needles and the body of Calium, which she is carrying with some ease in both hands, clearly enhanced by some form of magic, disappear out from here. The ritual circle behind is, of course, still left, but you have no idea to where it might lead.
Can you use this to take us back to Castle Rock?
You would be able to, Elvadine, repurpose the ritual circle, you think, having experienced some of this before, in order to do so. But it would require some blood. Of course, Calium is dripping everywhere, so that's been helpful for Needles.
Yeah, and I mean, take it from me, Elvadine. I mean, Ajax is covered in wounds.
Yeah, you're probably bleeding enough to fuel this thing anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
As is your son.
I will, give Ajax a sad nod, and I will take some of his blood and work on repurposing this.
All right.
What do we do about Calium, though?
We're in no shape to get him back right now.
Yeah,
What
you hear
can we
shouts.
do?
You hear shouts from below as they're pursuing you still up the staircase.
All right.
Damn it! And I'll work on repurposing the circle.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of take a moment to focus myself, give myself guidance, and oh shit! So that's a 10.
That's a 10. It is a 10. You're going to need more time. Unfortunately, time is not something that you have in abundance right now, as you're like desperately trying to, rework the signs and, sprinkle some powder onto it here and, place an ingredient there. And Ajax and Wyrme, you turn as these men are about to break through the trapdoor itself.
All right. I'll take Eddard's sword and prepare for battle.
Nice. Yeah, they break through. You guys get the first attack on them.
All right. Not holding back anything. And in fact, I'm going to bonus action rage a second time. just to, because why the hell not? Nice.
Ooh, damn. That's very nice critical attacks there.
Yeah. So I got a.
Oh. Holy mackerel.
So just take 7 off of that. So it's only 30 now.
Just take 7 off that, he says real casually. Yeah, okay. Yeah. He shots out 7 dice off that? Holy crap. Okay, yeah. Like these guys just appear and you just obliterate them from the multiverse. Not just this universe, from every other dimension in which they exist.
All the possibilities.
All the possibilities have been destroyed. And they turn into a red mist as they appear. They kind of pop their heads up and you like bop them, and they are gone. Pruitt, roll me another Arcana check.
So that's going to be with guidance an 18.
18's enough. As you guys cover yourself in more blood, it sprays upon the circle. You find yourselves just teleported out of there, just in the nick of time as more of these soldiers are coming up and about to fire their crossbows in towards you, and you really can't take too many more hits at this point. And yes, and lost the game of whack-a-mole was invented. And the group of you teleport out of there. The 3 of you reappear in that same chamber with the iron circlet, where you met Curtis Wine for the first time at Castle Rock.
Well, that could have went much better.
And Curtis Wine is in fact in here at this point at a table and looks surprised to see you as his ritual circle flares up. And he says, "That is interesting. Where is Calium?"
It was a trap.
Yes, and Dinian had already gotten to the Fletchers.
That bastard. Has Calium fallen?
We were unclear of his fate.
Yes. Needles took him.
His face falls, and you see a kind of look of dread come over his face. Then I pray to the gods, then, that your friend is facing a fate worse than death. I wish him luck.
Perhaps you could pray to the gods to find out where we could get our friend and get him back.
He nods. And it's the first time that you've really seen Curtis Wine taken off guard. He seems very in control a lot of the time. And he nods. Now, we're going to cut away from that scene. And instead, let us cut to our good friend, Calium. Calium, your eyes flicker open. You look down at your body as you are on a table. Your arms and your legs tied down, and you are on a rack. You're in a dark chamber, and you try to summon that magic that you've tried before, and you sense that same inability to do so, that same fogginess over the powers of the mist, and you feel fear for the first time as you realize that you are completely alone, and there is no way out of here. And the door swings open. A little girl walks in. You recognize her to be Needles. She has one of these needles, which she is pressing into her finger, and she slides it through her finger and out again, through the hole in her finger that she's created, and out again as she looks at you. She steps in towards you. Calium. Oh, Calium. You and I are going to have a lot of fun. And that is, of course, where we're going to wrap up tonight's session of Sable Dice.
Beautifully done, Will Jones. My
Thank you,
goodness
thank you.
gracious. What a spectacular session this was. Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors for making this show, this just incredible show possible. So first off, thank you to Fantasy Grounds. They are our virtual tabletop of choice. You guys can check those out down in the Twitch panels and in the YouTube description box. Of course, ThinkGeek is another one of our sponsors. The link for ThinkGeek, that's an affiliate link. If you guys are doing any Christmas shopping, hey, consider going through that link. That'll help out the show. We'd really appreciate it. Of course, all the maps that you guys see here, even though you didn't see one tonight, are built in Dungeon Painter Studio, and you can find links to that as well. And then, of course, we want to give a big thank you to Shapeways, which is the go-to place for 3D printed dice and miniatures. So thank you to all of our sponsors for making this show possible. Will Jones, you D&D sex icon.
What can I say? Thank you.
Wonderful show. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We will be back next Wednesday. Of course, we will have this week's episode up on YouTube here on Friday. So in a couple days. You guys have anything you want to say to everybody before we get out of here?
I'm doing a Kickstarter at the moment, which involves some of Lee's characters in this world. It's called The Blood Plague. Is that all right if I link that, Cody?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. And I'll put a link down in the YouTube description box as well later if you guys are watching this on YouTube.
Yeah, it's about as masochistic and terrible as this. So if you like that, you might like this.
What about you guys? WebDM, Nerdarchy, you guys got anything to chime in with?
You know what, guys? Look for that humble bundle from Humble Press and Frog God Games, man. That thing is a beast.
There's a ton of cool shit in that.
Absolutely.
And it's for a good cause.
That's just an FYI. Like, don't even get a kickback on that. Just pick it up. Shit.
I think the middle tier was like $7.
It's like 17 total. And there's so much
the
there.
top tier is 17.
Yeah,
it was really
and like Toma Beast is in there. Like that's worth 17 by itself.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, guys. Well, we love you. We will see you next week. Stay nerdy.
Later.